Growing up, I had two interests. One was I had my heart set on being a teacher. The other one was healthcare. So I actually read medical dictionaries and medical books and articles about health growing up. So that was really an interest of mine. But I wanted to be a teacher. So I chose elementary education. And several years, after I entered the University of Findlay, I had a friend going to nursing school and she wanted to be an LPN. And I thought, this education will not go to waste because I can now apply it to another area that I'm really interested in. So I went to school as an LPN, got a job right out of school. As I was working with patients, I realized how important patient education was. A lot of times a person's not compliant because they don't understand. They don't know the disease process, they don't know the medications, the side effects, what can happen if they don't take them, or what their options are. So I combined my two passions with that, the nursing and the healthcare education. I've seen babies being born, I've been holding someone's hand at the end of their life when they take their last breath. So I like to share these stories with my students so that they understand, what it's like to be working with people who are very, very sick, who are at the end, in that transition. It gives you a sense of empathy and compassion for other people. Even if you don't know exactly what they're going through because you haven't experienced it, you can at least empathize with them. And I think that compassion and that empathy is what draws people to this field to begin with. So sharing these stories with my students is exciting. Seeing their faces, watching them when you tell them a story about something that happened, and then all of a sudden a light bulb goes off, and that story that you shared when you are telling them about an experience that you had in that patient's experience, when they're like, I finally get this concept, I finally understand what this concept means. And on the flip side, I love to hear my students share their experiences. If they're not a nurse, a direct entry student, they might have a personal experience. They may know something that a family member went through. And I like to hear those, and I think that their stories also help the other students understand the concepts that we're teaching. Nursing has a wide variety of areas that you can go into. Whatever your passion is, you can find it in nursing. Wherever your skills are, you can find it in nursing. And I've shared that story with students because they may be extremely nervous about going into a patient's room and doing something they've only performed on a mannequin. You can talk a patient through that. There's no book can teach you how to make them feel a sense of dignity when you're feeding them or when you're changing a brief or something after they've had an accident in the bed. So I think that it's something innate within these students, and they have experiences, a wide, variety of experiences, and this innate quality that brings them here, that passion, is something that they can take to the table. And just sitting there and holding a hand, feeding a patient, making them feel like their lives matter is so important. That can really help a patient feel better, and I think that sense of well-being is carried beyond the physical well-being into the mental well-being. I want to wish my fellow colleagues here at Hondros, my other faculty members, former nurses that I work with, every RN, LPN nurse practitioner out there, and the nursing students. Wish everybody a happy Nurses Week. Just remember that what you do is making a difference.